Thomas Troward, Mental Science and the Power of Thought. Thomas Troward's Mental Science explores the power of thought and its role in shaping reality. His ideas significantly influenced the New Thought movement and later thinkers like Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy. Thought as a creative force. Thomas Troward's perspective. Thomas Troward taught that thought is not just passive or abstract. It is an active, creative force that directly influences reality. He argued that the universe operates under the principle of mental causation, meaning that what we think and believe will inevitably shape our experiences. Key aspects of thought as a creative force. 1. The law of cause and effect in the mental realm. Just as physical actions produce corresponding effects, thoughts also create real consequences. Troward saw thought as a seed that, when planted in the mind, grows into external conditions in life. This aligns with Jesus' words in Mark 11 verses 23 to 24, where faith and belief are presented as conditions for manifesting desires. 2. Thought attracts its own likeness. Whatever we dwell upon mentally tends to appear in our experience. This is similar to the biblical concept of reaping what we sow, Galatians 6 verse 7. Troward emphasized that fear, doubt, and worry bring negative outcomes, while faith and positive expectation bring success and harmony. 3. The connection between thought and the universal mind. Troward believed that the universal mind, God, is the source of all creation and that our individual thoughts have the ability to align with this creative power. When we consciously direct our thoughts in harmony with divine principles, we activate the creative force within us. This echoes Romans 12 verse 2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. 4. The power of concentrated thought. Troward emphasized focused thinking, holding a clear and definite mental picture of what one desires. This aligns with the single-eye principle Jesus taught in Matthew 6 verse 22, which suggests that focused mental energy leads to clarity and fulfillment. Relation to Walter Russell and biblical perspective. Walter Russell also saw thought as a creative force, though he explained it through his concept of wave mechanics and the rhythmic interchange of light. Biblically, thought as a creative force is seen in Genesis 1. God created the world through his word, thought expressed. Proverbs 23 verse 7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Job 22 verse 28. You will also declare a thing, and it will be established for you. The Law of Correspondence. Thomas Troward's perspective. Thomas Troward taught that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world, a principle known as the Law of Correspondence. This idea suggests that our thoughts, beliefs, and mental states shape our experiences, and that by changing our inner reality, we can transform our external conditions. Key aspects of the Law of Correspondence. 1. As within, so without. Troward emphasized that our external circumstances correspond to our internal states. If a person is constantly thinking thoughts of lack, struggle, or negativity, their external world will reflect these conditions. Likewise, a mindset of abundance, faith, and harmony attracts positive experiences. This aligns with Proverbs 23 verse 7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. 2. Mental patterns create life experiences. Our dominant mental patterns form the blueprint for our reality. Troward believed that unconscious habitual thinking shapes circumstances just as much as conscious thought. This idea is also reflected in Romans 12 verse 2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. 3. The universal and the individual mind. Troward taught that the universal mind, God, operates through law, and our individual minds function as channels through which divine law expresses itself. When we align our thinking with universal principles, truth, harmony, faith, love, we bring our lives into correspondence with higher spiritual order. If we resist this order through fear, doubt, or negative beliefs, we create a state of discord in our lives. 4. Cause and effect in the mental and spiritual realms. Just as natural laws govern the physical world, mental and spiritual laws govern our experiences. Thoughts are causes, and conditions are effects. If we want to change external conditions, we must first change the inner cause, our thinking. This principle is seen in Matthew 12 verse 35. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things. Relation to Walter Russell and biblical perspective. Walter Russell also emphasized that the external world is a projection of inner consciousness, describing it in terms of wave fields and rhythmic balance. Biblical alignment. Genesis 1. Creation follows the pattern of divine thought. Matthew 6 verse 33. Seeking the kingdom, inner alignment, brings external harmony. Mark 4 verses 26 to 29. The parable of the growing seed shows how thoughts, seeds, manifest over time. The universal mind and individual mind. Thomas Troward's perspective. Thomas Troward taught that there is a universal mind, which is the source of all creation, and an individual mind, which is our personal expression of that greater intelligence. He believed that understanding this relationship allows us to tap into divine power and consciously shape our lives. Key concepts of the universal and individual mind. 1. The universal mind, the infinite intelligence of God. The universal mind is the source of all existence. Troward often equated it with God. It is limitless, omnipresent, and operates by law, governing all creation. Everything in existence is an expression of this one divine intelligence. This aligns with Acts 17 verse 28. In him we live and move and have our being. 2. The individual mind, the channel of expression. Each person possesses an individualized aspect of the universal mind. The individual mind cannot create independently, but can co-create by aligning itself with divine principles. Our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions shape how the universal mind expresses through us. This is reflected in Genesis 1 verse 26, where humans are made in God's image, meaning we share in divine creative power. 3. Conscious and subconscious connection to universal mind. The conscious mind is where we think and make decisions. The subconscious mind is where deep beliefs and patterns are stored, and it acts as the bridge to the universal mind. When we impress a thought or belief upon the subconscious, it is acted upon by the universal mind to manifest in our lives. This corresponds to Mark 11 verse 24. Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. 4. Aligning with the universal mind. To manifest desires effectively, we must align our thoughts with the nature of the universal mind: harmony, abundance, love, truth. Fear, doubt, and negativity create misalignment, blocking the natural flow of divine intelligence. The key to success is faith and expectation, trusting that the universal mind will act according to divine law. Relation to Walter Russell and biblical perspective. Walter Russell described the universal mind as an infinite intelligence that governs creation through wave mechanics and rhythmic balance. Biblical alignment. John 1 verses 1 to 3. In the beginning was the Word, Logos, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Through him all things were made. 1 Corinthians 2 verse 16. We have the mind of Christ. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Trusting divine intelligence over personal limited understanding. Faith and expectation. Thomas Troward's perspective. Thomas Troward emphasized that faith and expectation are the keys to manifesting desires. He taught that the universe operates according to mental law, meaning that what we expect with unwavering faith will materialize in our lives. Faith is not just belief. It is a force that directs the creative power of the universal mind. Key principles of faith and expectation. 1. Faith activates the creative process. Faith is the power that moves the unseen into the seen. Troward taught that faith is a mental acceptance of the unseen reality as already existing. This aligns with Hebrews 11 verse 1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. 2. Expectation determines outcome. Expectation is a mental state of anticipating a specific result. Troward argued that what we expect with certainty is what manifests, whether good or bad. Jesus expressed this principle in Mark 11 verse 24. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Doubt cancels out creative power, just as James 1 verses 6 to 7 states that a double-minded man will not receive anything from the Lord. 3. Faith aligns the individual mind with the universal mind. Since the universal mind, God, works through law, faith is the key to unlocking divine power. When we have faith, we align our personal consciousness with divine intelligence, allowing it to work through us. This is why Jesus performed miracles. He demonstrated perfect faith in the spiritual laws that govern reality. 4. The law of growth. Faith and expectation must be cultivated. Just as a seed needs time to grow, faith requires nurturing and persistence. Troward compared this to the parable of the mustard seed. Matthew 17 verse 20. Even a small amount of faith, when nurtured, can produce great results. Consistent mental focus on an expected outcome strengthens faith and speeds up manifestation. Relation to Walter Russell and biblical perspective. Walter Russell also emphasized faith as a necessary part of co-creation with divine intelligence, stating that all creation follows a rhythmic law, and faith aligns us with that rhythm. Biblical alignment. Romans 10 verse 17. Faith comes by hearing the word, repeated affirmation of truth. Job 22 verse 28. You will also declare a thing, and it will be established for you. Matthew 9 verse 29. According to your faith, let it be done to you. Practical application, strengthening faith and expectation. Affirmations and visualization. Consistently affirm and picture the desired outcome as already achieved. Gratitude in advance. Act as if you have already received the blessing, law of assumption. Eliminating doubt. Replace fear and uncertainty with trust in divine law. Taking inspired action. Act with confidence, knowing that the result is inevitable. Would you like to explore deeper connections between Troward's view of faith and Walter Russell's ideas on divine intelligence? Cause and effect in mental science. Thomas Troward's perspective. Thomas Troward taught that everything in life follows the law of cause and effect, and that our thoughts are the primary causes of our experiences. He viewed the mind as a creative instrument that directs the universal mind, God, to bring about corresponding effects in the material world. Key principles of cause and effect in mental science. 1. Thoughts are causes, conditions are effects. Troward believed that mental states precede physical experiences. What we hold in our minds consistently will manifest in our external lives. If we dwell on lack, fear, or failure, we create circumstances that reflect those thoughts. If we focus on abundance, health, and success, we attract conditions that match that mindset. This aligns with Proverbs 23 verse 7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. 2. The universe operates by law, not chance. Troward emphasized that the universal mind works through definite and unchangeable laws, not randomness. Just as physical laws like gravity govern the material world, mental and spiritual laws govern human experience. This is reflected in Galatians 6 verse 7. Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. 3. The subconscious mind accepts all impressions. The subconscious mind acts as the bridge between individual thought and the universal mind. It does not judge whether an idea is positive or negative. It simply accepts whatever is consistently impressed upon it. This explains why repeated negative thoughts create undesirable experiences, while positive thoughts bring constructive results. 4. Alignment with divine law creates harmonious effects. Since the universal mind, God, operates on principles of order, growth, and abundance, when our thoughts align with these principles, we experience success and well-being. Fear, doubt, and negativity disconnect us from this harmony and lead to suffering. Romans 12 verse 2 teaches this principle. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Relation to Walter Russell and biblical perspective. Walter Russell also emphasized cause and effect, describing it in terms of wave cycles and rhythmic interchange. Thoughts set in motion a vibratory pattern that returns corresponding results. Biblical alignment. Job 22 verse 28. You will also declare a thing, and it will be established for you. Matthew 12 verse 35. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things. Luke 6 verse 38. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Practical application, using cause and effect to shape reality. Monitor your thoughts. Be aware of what you habitually think, as it will shape your reality. Use affirmations and visualization. Impress positive beliefs on the subconscious mind. Trust the process. The law is always working. Consistency brings results. Take inspired action. Thought alone is powerful, but action solidifies the manifestation process. Would you like to explore a comparison between Troward's view of cause and effect and Russell's concept of universal rhythm and balance? Relation to Walter Russell and biblical perspective. Thomas Troward, Walter Russell, and the Bible all emphasize a divine order in creation where thought, faith, and universal laws shape reality. However, they approach these principles in different ways. Troward's mental science focuses on the mind's creative power and how thoughts influence external conditions through alignment with the universal mind. Walter Russell's universal law describes the universe as a rhythmic interchange of light, governed by divine intelligence, where cause and effect follow a precise vibrational order. Biblical teachings present faith, divine wisdom, and spiritual laws as fundamental to creation and human experience. 1. Thought as a creative force. Troward. Thought is the primary cause of all conditions. What we habitually think becomes our reality. Russell. Thought is light in motion, shaping form through wave cycles. The mind's focused intent impresses a vibrational pattern onto universal energy. Bible. Genesis 1. God creates the world through His Word, thought expressed as speech. Proverbs 23 verse 7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Mark 11 verses 23 to 24. Faith and belief cause things to manifest. 2. The Law of Correspondence, as within, so without. Troward. The outer world is a reflection of inner thought. Aligning with universal laws brings harmony. Russell. The universe operates by wave patterns. What we radiate outward, through thought, returns in like vibration. Bible. Matthew 12 verse 35. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good things. Romans 12 verse 2. Transformation happens by renewing the mind. Luke 6 verse 38. Give, and it shall be given unto you. 3. The universal mind and individual mind. Troward. Universal mind, God, is the source of all creation, and the individual mind is a channel through which divine intelligence expresses. Russell. God is light, and all creation is a division of that universal intelligence. Man is meant to co-create by understanding and applying divine rhythm. Bible. Acts 17 verse 28. In Him we live and move and have our being. 1 Corinthians 2 verse 16. We have the mind of Christ. John 1 verses 1 to 3. The Word, divine intelligence, created all things. 4. Faith and expectation. Troward. Faith is mental certainty that a desired outcome already exists in the unseen and will manifest. Russell. Faith is knowing the divine rhythm of creation, trusting that the universal order is precise and will bring back what is given. Bible. Hebrews 11 verse 1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Mark 11 verse 24. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it. Matthew 17 verse 20. Faith the size of a mustard seed moves mountains. 5. Cause and effect, the law of consequence. Troward. Every thought, belief, and action sets a cause in motion that creates a corresponding effect. Russell. Cause and effect follow rhythmic balance. Whatever is radiated outward must return in kind, in accordance with universal wave law. Bible. Galatians 6 verse 7. Whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. Job 22 verse 28. You will also declare a thing, and it will be established for you. Matthew 7 verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Final connection, aligning with divine law. Troward teaches that the key to success is aligning one's thoughts with divine principles of faith, expectancy, and creative causation. Russell describes God's divine laws as mathematical rhythms that, when understood, allow a person to co-create in harmony with the universe. The Bible reinforces that faith, the spoken word, and alignment with divine wisdom bring about transformation and manifestation.